Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today I'm getting ready, I'm preparing for the local orchid show and sale that I'm heavily involved with. So I'm associated and I'm working pretty closely with the Gulf Coast Orchid Alliance, GCOA, and we've got our sale and show coming up this week. So I'm getting all of my orchids together. I'm kind of putting my time aside because I'm involved in setup and the show itself. I'm giving a presentation on Saturday morning and I'm involved in breakdown. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna start cleaning my orchids up as soon as I'm done with this, getting everything ready. I already have lists of things to do, so yay, lots of stuff going on. So our orchid show and sale that's on this card is March 22nd through the 24th. It is at the North Collier Regional Park on Livingston Road in Naples, Florida. There's a lot of events going on. It's mostly a show and sale. We do have vendors, some good quality orchid vendors, so you can go take a look at the orchids and purchase your orchids from the vendors. There's also a silent auction that I'm contributing both flasks and some of my deflask seedlings to the silent auction, and then again there's some workshops or classes, and I'm involved in one of those as well. So spending a lot of time thinking about what I need to do and getting things organized. So that's coming up in a few days. All right. Before that, though, what I want to do is I've got a lot of orchids blooming. I think I figured out I've got close to 15 orchids that I could potentially bring in. Many of them are way past their prime, and I don't know whether I'm going to bring them all in. I don't know if I have space in my vehicle even for getting them to the show, but I'm going to have to see what I have ready in a few days in order to bring them in. The way it works, registration is Thursday, the judging is Friday, and again the show lasts Friday through Sunday. But these are some of the orchids that I definitely will bring in, because these are new blooms, and in fact these are first blooms for me on these orchids, so I'm pretty excited about them. The blooms are fresh. They're gonna make it a few more days. It's gonna be, it's gonna be fine. And there's some other ones that I have. The one behind me, Mahina Yahiro Mishima. This thing is just loaded behind me, but it's been blooming for a couple of weeks already. So I'm not sure it will. I'm not sure it'll still be good enough to bring in to the show. We have a general philosophy in our show, and that is, if it's blooming, bring it in. But that might be too many for me, and many of these are past prime, and people don't want to see orchids that are past prime, I don't think. Anyway, let's get back to these guys. So these are three that are fairly recent bloomers. This one opened up maybe a couple of days ago. There's a new bloom spike right here that's not quite open yet. This one also opened up a couple of days ago, another bloom spike here that's not going to make it. And then this one, it's funny, is this also opened up a couple of days ago, little tiny yellow blooms. But it's interesting because there's a good, really collection of different colors here. This one is Fire Dance. The cultivar is Patricia, and this was gifted to me by Bill. I contacted Bill a few days ago, who's also a member of GCOA, and asked him whether he was going to bring his plant in, and I think he said his is either past prime, or maybe his is better and he wants to bring mine in so that he can embarrass me, because of the plant I'm going to bring in isn't going to be as nice as his. Anyway, this is my first bloom on this plant. He gifted this to me a little while ago. I'm thinking probably around 5 or 6 months ago. He gave this to me, and it's got really nice, small orange to red flowers with a nice red lip on them. It seems to be very prolific. I haven't gotten that much new growth out of this. When he gifted this to me right afterwards, it put out the new pseudobulbs that are giving rise to these flowers. But no, not much, not any fragrance that I can smell on this plant, but it seems to be, a good, a good bloomer. We'll see. I don't know how long the blooms are going to last on it, but these two new pseudobulbs that are put out, it's loaded, and I think it's going to do pretty well. So I'm excited to have these, and I'm going to be bringing in Fire Dance to this show coming up. Okay, I don't think these are going to be open. This one, the one next to it, is Hawaiian Prominence America, and the cultivar is America, and this is a great orchid. I got this from Carmela, I think maybe around 7 or 8 months ago. This was a small plant, and I kind of split it and got 3 plants out of the one plant that was all kind of wrapped together. They put 3 seedlings or small plants in the same pot, but this thing has just done really well. There are other members of my society that have Hawaiian Prominence America, and some of the plants are huge. There were 3 of these that were brought into the monthly members meeting last week, and it was interesting that they all won awards that are just based on a popular vote. So it's a really beautiful flower, dark, really dark colors to it. It's got a nice yellow throat. It's just a great plant. I smelled it earlier, it was fragrant. Still got it. It has just a beautiful orchid fragrance. I think there might be a little bit of vanilla or raspberry in there. Maybe I'm swayed a little bit by the color of the bloom. I've had this a short amount of time, but it's put out a few new pseudobulbs, and then it has these blooms that are open, that just opened this past week, and then it has a couple of new blooms that probably are not going to be open by showtime. But still, this is a really nice plant, and it presents well. The flowers are spread apart beautifully. 2 years ago, the Hawaiian Prominence that a colleague brought in was given the show champion, or maybe best Cattleya or something, large Cattleya, I don't know. But this plant always makes a great impression, and for that reason, I ordered it, and I had to have it. After I ordered it, I had one of my colleagues say I had a spare one. Too bad, he could have given it to me, but that's okay. I still got my plant, and it's growing really well, and I just love it. So I'm probably going to be bringing this in, even though they're going to be, I'm going to guess there are going to be other people that have bigger plants with much more flowers of Hawaiian Prominence America. But I'm going to bring my plant in anyway, just to see how it compares. Okay, the final plant here is right here, and this is CTT Candy Corn Star of Hamana. And this is really, I bought this, actually, this was part of the silent auction at the show last year. So I've had this for a year, and this thing has just grown a lot. It's done really well. At the base of this thing, there's just lots of nice root growth. I like this because it's a yellow. I've seen plants that have a lot of, this only has 2 flowers because it's the first bloom. Again, all of these are my first bloom on all of these plants. But it's got some flaring in the in the petals and sepals also. So it's a little darker yellow or orange in the middle of the sepals and petals, and then the outside of the sepals and petals are lighter colors. So it has some flaring, and again, it's a nice small compact plant that I think is going to do well. Let me see if there's any fragrance. I wish I could say that it smells like candy corn, because I'm one of the few people that likes candy corn. The candy. I really like it because I'm a sugar guy. Anyway, these are not fragrant that I can tell for now, but still it's a really nice plant, and what I'm looking forward to is increased growth. This is a really small pot. This is actually the pot that the plant was in when I got it, and I think it was a fresh division. But because, I mean, the number of roots that are growing out here and the vigor of this plant really is phenomenal. Well, actually a lot of these things are. I think I'm starting to figure out how to grow these different cattleyas, so it's all going well. All right, so that's all I have for today. I've got a lot of other orchids blooming that I got to pull down, clean off, get ready for the show. And as far as my videos this week, I think the majority of them are going to be from the show. So I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the show and what's going on and the plants. I'll give you a pre-judging tour, and then of course what I need to do afterwards is go through and see which plants got awarded in the various types of awards. So I'm happy to do all that, but that's what I'm going to be doing for mostly the rest of the week. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope to see you at the show. I hope that you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.